Now we left off where we had created a fully functional polls application. You can vote, you can choose, and then you can even see the results, which is fantastic. In this lecture, we're going to learn about CSS and how to add it to our Django application. Now in Django, JS or JavaScript, CSS, and images are all considered as static files. So if you ever want to add it to your directory, to your application, you need to create a separate directory for static items. So go ahead and right click on your polls directory, create a new directory called static, and then namespacing is also required. So just like in templates, we created a new directory called polls, we need to do the same thing to ensure that no errors occur. Polls. Awesome. Now we can create a new CSS file. We're going to call this style.css and hit OK. If you don't have any experience with CSS so far, don't worry. It's not at all complicated. But whenever you're free, definitely take a look at how CSS works. In this case, we're going to make sure that all of our list item URLs should be the color blue. Okay? That's the code for it. LI basically means the list items. A means those list items that have anchor tags, and then we're changing the color to blue. We can also do something like font size is equal to 20 pixels. Anything like that also works. Once we've changed or added a style.css, the next thing is to add it to our base.html. Instead of adding it to the index.html, footer.html, and detail.html, wouldn't it be easier just to add it to our base.html since we're adding the same base.html to all our other templates? So over here, the way you add a static file is at the very top, we're going to add the following code. We're going to say load static files. All right. And then after that, we're going to add a link. So in our head, we're going to say link. We're going to say rel is equal to style sheet. And then we're going to say type is equal to text, comma, or slash CSS. And then we have the link. So where's the link for our CSS file? And that's going to be curly braces, %, static, polls, slash style.css. And that's it. Let's go ahead and close the link. And that's it. So save this, open up Chrome. Let's head back to our polls, refresh, and it gives us an error saying could not parse the remainder polls/style.css. The reason for that is because I forgot a single quotation mark after the CSS file. So let's head back and refresh. Awesome. So now you can immediately see a bigger font size and a new color. We can modify it more by maybe changing the color to red. Let's take a look, refresh, and it's now red. So that's the power of CSS. Let's go ahead and also add a background image just to show you guys how it works. So I'm going to go ahead and search blue background images. Okay, and I like the first one, so I'm going to go ahead and save this. So open original image in new tab. And right click save image as. I'm going to call this background.jpg, and I want to save it in the polls directory, static polls images background.gif. So how am I going to get there? Let's go ahead and take a look. So I'm going to search for first pro, my site, polls, static, polls, okay? And next to style.css, we actually want to create a directory called images. So go ahead and create a new folder, call it images. And inside of the images folder, go ahead and save background.jpg. Awesome. So now if you take a look, you can see our images folder and the background.jpg has appeared. And now last but not least, we need to add that to our style.css. The way we do that is by saying body, curly braces, background should be white, and then let's go ahead and give it a URL, images/background.jpg. Okay, and then we want to say no repeat What that does is if the image is too small, the image will be repeated over and over again until it completely covers the entire screen. We don't want to do that. And then let's go ahead and add the semicolon. Awesome. So save this, go to Chrome. Let's go ahead and remove these and refresh. And we now have what's your age, what's your name, and then everything else has been slowly. You can't see it, but footer and header are also there. And now we have an image in the background. One last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that all the text is white so that it pops out. And we can say that by saying color white, refresh. Awesome. So we have our header, we have what's your age, what's your name. If I select it, I'm taken to this. What's your age, 15, 16, or 17. I select, and we now see the results and vote again. Alright, so that's it for this video. Again, we just learned about CSS, how to add a file, how to add images, and add them into our HTML templates. And I'll see you in the next video where we'll cover adding Bootstrap and making our site much, much better.